Welcome into Titans Today by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham. Coming up in just a moment, we're going to get you caught up on the latest headlines from Tennessee Titans training camp as players all start reporting across the league today. But first, let's get to this piece of news. Buster Skrine retiring from the NFL, longtime nickelback in the National Football League. In recent years, he had battled some concussion problems, which is why the Bears had to cut ties with him about a year and a half ago. But certainly a career worthy of celebrating. 10 interceptions, 88 pass breakups during his career, 590 tackles. It's a shame he had some head issues later on in his career. Otherwise, I think he could still be playing at a decent level. But the reality is once those started popping up, he was going to be a backup at best if he was to earn a roster spot. So he's going to go ahead, hang him up here. So good for Buster Skrine walking away from the game. Hopefully it's on his terms. Again, the concussions probably have shortened his career just a little bit. Spam congrats in the comments. It's always a tough decision when a player retires from the National Football League, as Buster Skrine just did. So I'm going to wish him congratulations and good luck in his next endeavors. Type congrats down below. All right, let's get to today's training camp news. By the way, just coming through for those interested, Julio Jones signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the former Titan has landed on his feet. But let's focus on the Titans here on today's show. Okay, Treylon Burks, he's looking good, which is a good sign because there was conditioning problems during OTAs and minicamp, and then the asthma issue popped up as well. But apparently he's looking a lot better. Teron Davenport providing some tweets that we'll relay to you today. Mike Vrabel says Treylon Burks has put together a good couple of days, focuses on daily improvement just like it is for everyone else. He also said that John Robinson says Treylon Burks has done a nice job running around and did well on conditioning tests. So this is good. This is great news for Burks and the Titans because in OTAs you're like, oh gosh, he's out of shape, he looks fat, he's slow. But a few months later, he looks ready to go, which is a good thing. That means the last 5 or 6 weeks when players have been away from the team, he's been training, he's been getting into shape, which is very important because the Titans need Treylon Burks to be a key piece, I think, even as a rookie. There's a reason they traded A.J. Brown and brought him in because they think he can be an impactful player on this offense. They need to get him back on track here because you look at this wide receiver depth chart. You got Robert Woods coming off injury, but you're banking on him being a good player. Treylon Burks took him in the first round. Nick Westbrook at Kenny, I think, is a decent 3, but it's pretty thin after that, so you really need Burks to come in here and have an impact. What is your confidence level in the rookie wide receiver out of Arkansas? Scale it from 1 to 10, 1 being not confident at all, 10 being very confident. Let's go with like a 7 right now. I love the prospect, the offseason stuff. Maybe scaled me back a bit, but trending back in the right direction. Scale it from 1 to 10. How confident are you in Treylon Burks? Next up on our training camp news rundown here, Malik Willis. Let's get you caught up on the latest around him. He, of course, signed his contract finally recently. Vrabel says Willis made a lot of really good decisions during the spring, but wants the timing to improve, which will help improve accuracy. Vrabel also added that he's looking to see Willis command the huddle, fix mistakes in training camp preseason, says he's made a lot of correct decisions in the spring, but timing wasn't quite there. And look, none of this stuff should be alarming. He is a rookie quarterback. Very few rookie quarterbacks come in there, have all the timing, the routes teamed up, because you got to build that chemistry with players, and he's not even getting the first team reps, so it's going to take some time. Be patient. I think ideally Malik Willis doesn't play this year. Ryan Tannehill plays this year out, and hopefully he balls out and makes the decision harder moving forward in Tennessee. Now, I think if you're the Titans and if you're Malik Willis, you want Willis to leapfrog Logan Woodside and be that clear backup QB and be ready to go if something were to happen to Ryan Tannehill. That should be the goal by week 1. And then, by the end of the year, hopefully the goal is to force the Titans' hands in making a tough decision whether or not to keep rolling with Tannehill or to hand the keys over to Malik Willis. All right, join the Noda Gang here at Titans Today. Click that bell icon after you subscribe, and then type Noti down in the comments after you select all on that Noti bell option there. When you type Noti below, we'll give you some shout outs on a future show, just like we're about to do from the July 25th video here. Noti Gang members, Real Wolf King, we got Drew Sherfinski, Andy Green, DeAndre Ray, and Jim Lacey. So if you want a shout out, type Noti down in the comments. We'll be sure to shout you guys out on a future video. Next up is Jeffery Simmons. He will practice at training camp, which is a good thing because entering year 4 of his rookie deal, also has the 5th-year option, so technically Titans have control for the next 2 years. But there was some chatter that Simmons could hold out as he is contract extension eligible. But he will practice. Davenport tweeting this out that he will practice, but will have somewhat of a different plan than others, according to Mike Vrabel. Not sure what that means, but he will be out there doing some things. That is a good thing. Titans have had discussions with Jeffery Simmons' agents, and they're on the same page as far as their understanding of where they are now, according to John Robinson. So, I think the important thing is that he's going to be out there. Let the contract stuff work itself out. You certainly got to pay Jeffery Simmons. This is a cornerstone player moving forward for the Titans. Had a really good year this past year. Finally broke out for Tennessee with 8.5 sacks on this defensive front. Also 6 pass breakups as well, which is a nice number for a defensive lineman. So good to see him out there. Hopefully he has a big year and is able to get a lot of money. What do you guys think? Should the Titans pay Jeffery Simmons? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Curious to see where you guys land. I think it's clearly going to be a yes. Let's talk Caleb Farley, who's been injured for a couple of years. His last year at Virginia Tech, last year for the Titans, but he has been impressing so far. Mike Vrabel mentioned that Caleb Farley had 2 interceptions yesterday. Neither quarterbacks realized how long he is. Commended Farley for making plays on the ball. And this is, number one, I think this is Caleb Farley's year, but this is the type of skill set he had coming out of Tech. It's just he had that neck problem. He had some injury concerns, which is why he slid a little bit in the draft. But he is very capable of being a big-time corner in this league. He's got that skill set. Now, in just 3 games last year, gave up 7 completions on 9 targets. So that's obviously not what you want to see happen. You'd like the completion percentage when targeted to be well under 60. That was well over 70. But I think a full year under his belt now, been a healthy offseason for him. Hopefully he's able to put it all together here in 2022. All right, final headline to discuss, offensive line competition, 2 positions up for grabs. Mike Vrabel said that left guard and right tackle are very much open until a player absolutely solidifies himself, according to Vrabel. So let's just look at those 2 positions. Jamarco Jones, Aaron Brewer over there at that left guard spot, Dylan Radins and Nicholas Petit-Frere at right tackle. You look at left guard first with Jamarco Jones coming over earlier in the offseason. Brewer in the mix as well. Right tackle is going to be even more interesting because you drafted Dylan Radins last year as an early round pick. You drafted Nicholas Petit-Frere this year as an early pick. One of these guys is going to start. One's going to be a backup. You just got to get the best 5 out there, period, because you got to protect Tannehill. I think last year he really struggled because the offensive line could not block consistently in pass pro. So we'll see who the best 5 are, but keep an eye on that left guard and right tackle spot in training camp because those are going to be some key position battles. Will the offensive line be better or worse than last year? Type B for better, type W for worse. I think it'll be better because there's more competition that should help you find the best 5 guys, but I want to know from you guys. B for better, W for worse. Don't forget to subscribe to Titans today, and we'll see you soon here on the channel.